It is so hot, I cannot even describe. I've got my cold coffee, I've got a fan just blowing right through me, and I need to clean up today and do a lot of stuff for the moving, so I'm really sweating right now, but I am going to film this video. So I have paused everything now and I'm gonna sweat all the time when I'm recording this because I can't handle this temperature without the fan, but it's making too much noise, so I had to stop it. But today we are going to talk about packing tips. As you can see from my background, I'm in the middle of packing. I have not finished yet and we have 5 more days until we move. And that means that I need to finish everything in about 2 or 3 days maximum, because then obviously we have to clean the flat. So I've gathered a few tips about packing that have helped me so far, and I've wrote them down, so I have a list. And I'm gonna go through them with you and hopefully they will help you too. The first and most important tip is you have to have a plan. Moving can be really chaotic, so you need to know beforehand what you're gonna sell, what you need to declutter, what you need to donate, what you need to send over to friends or family or whatever. You need to know how you're gonna play this basically. You need to know that so that you can approximate how much time you are gonna need to do everything and not be extremely stressed out. Because yeah, you can pack everything in 3 days before you move, but you're gonna be exhausted, stressed, frustrated, and you're not gonna enjoy the whole moving process. And how I've done it, I've started really early so that I don't have to do it every day and I don't have to do it continuously from start to finish until the day is over. I just have to do 3 hours this day, maybe 2 hours in the next couple of days, and then at the end everything's done, but I haven't stressed and exhausted myself out. So that leaves me obviously to the next tip, which is start early. I have started the packing process a month in advance. That doesn't mean that I've packed everything I had 1 month before we moved. No, that just means that I've started planning, I've started preparing, I've started to think about what I'm gonna do and how I should tackle this, and that helped me tremendously to achieve what I have achieved now, less than a week before you move. If you start early, you might have more time, for example, on the last day before you move to go out and have dinner somewhere nice in the neighborhood where you used to live, so that you can have a nice ending memory before you go, instead of packing and cleaning and being like super stressed and sweaty and tired and just wanting to move for once. Tip 3 is to not overload the boxes that you use in order for them to be easy to carry. So let me tell you a little story about how I moved when I came here. So that was almost 2 years ago. I got these really huge boxes because I thought, well, less boxes, so easier to move. And I only had about 4 boxes, that was it. But they were huge, like really big. And I filled them up to the top. I was super happy because everything was super tidy and I only had 4 boxes. But when it was actually time to move, first of all, I couldn't lift them at all, like 1 inch. I couldn't lift them off the ground, they were so heavy. And second of all, when my partner and one of his friends, because my partner couldn't lift them on his own, they were really heavy. When they tried to lift them, they were breaking, because guess what? That box was not meant to have as much weight as I've put into it. It was meant to have something light. So that's why now, and I've said that in one of the videos that I made about packing my kitchen as well, I fill up the smaller boxes with the most heavy stuff. So the heaviest stuff, they go in the smaller boxes, so you can carry them easily, you can lift them up, and even though they are heavy, they are not like extremely heavy, because it's not heavy and big, it's just heavy. So you carry it, if it's a small box, that you can carry in your arms. So for example, one of these 2 boxes, I think it's this one, it is full of dishware stuff. So all of our dishes, bowls, plates, they're really heavy. Glasses, mugs, everything like that, they are proper heavy. So if I were to put all of my kitchen into one big box, it would be impossible to lift. It will just be too much. So that's why now, big box, light items, small box, heavy items. Don't buy moving supplies. And here I'm talking about just boxes in general, because you can buy boxes, yes, of course, there are so many moving companies that can sell boxes and they might seem cheap, but they're boxes in the end. I mean, you're gonna use them and probably throw them away, which is very wasteful, first of all, because there's no point to buy something that you're only gonna use once and then throw away, specifically if it's cardboard that we're talking about. I did a bit of research and here's the average price of boxes and how many boxes you actually need. And I have a trick that will save all the problems and will save you exactly the amount of money you would have spent on boxes, and that is ask for boxes at retailers, shops, so places like Tesco or like just high street shops. They all have boxes. I work in a retail environment and the amount of boxes we have on a weekly basis that we just throw away and we never use, and there's so many varieties of boxes. We have like sturdier boxes, small boxes, huge boxes, flat boxes, like there's so many. Instead of buying them off a website, just go and have a look in your surrounding area. Don't go out looking for them in like 5 miles from your place, but go in your surrounding areas. If you have even one bigger store, if you have a grocery store, trust me, the amount of boxes they should get, it's insane. And they are not gonna use them, they're just gonna put them out for recycling, and I'm sure they will be more than willing to give them to you for free instead of throwing them away. Another tip that I have that will dictate how you pack is arrange transportation early. Knowing how you're gonna transport something from point A to point B is really important because it makes you understand how you should be packing and how much bubble wrap you should use, how many boxes you can have, how big they can be, and all of that. So for example, for us, we knew from the start that we were gonna get a van. We didn't know exactly when we were gonna book it and what type of van it would be, like exactly how big, but we knew approximately the size of that van, and we knew we would be driving it ourselves and we will be carrying everything in the house by ourselves. So there was no point in labeling anything with fragile, because I know what is fragile. I know because I've packed them, and I know because I had a little sticker on the top of the box that says this side up and fragile. So I know what that's gonna be, and I'm gonna be the one transporting that, so I'll be careful with these items. But if you have movers, for example, they're not gonna be as careful as you because they're your belongings. So label everything really good if you have movers or if you're hiring someone to take care of the moving process. But for us, it was just not the case. But knowing your transportation method is crucial, because then if you have your own car, so like a normal sized car, not a van, you should probably try to use bags rather than boxes, just because they're more like movable and curvier, and you can just squish them all together somewhere and only use boxes for the breakable items or like the items that really shouldn't be in a bag. Designate a packing corner. As you can see from this background, it seems kind of tidy. So there's boxes on this side, there's boxes on that side, but what you cannot see is the rest of my house. Basically, I have boxes, bags, stuff to pack, packing supplies everywhere in the flat. And that is really bad because I feel kind of overwhelmed by it all. I feel like I've lost my flat. There's no surface that doesn't have something that relates to packing anymore. Let me just turn my camera around a bit so you can see the table, for example. I have this that I need to pack, I have laundry there that I need to pack. Everything is a packing process. So what I think you should have, and what I'm planning to do this afternoon, is to just have a packing corner where all the boxes go, where everything that it's already packed can leave, and just stack them up to the ceiling so they won't take all the space. If you have like an empty room or an empty corner of a place, that's the perfect spot for it. But for me, I don't have like an empty space in my house at all. So I need to improvise, and I need to somehow move things around, switch things around to create this kind of packing corner, because otherwise it's just driving me crazy looking around and just seeing reminders of, oh, I need to do this, oh, I need to pack that, oh, I need to it's so many things on my to-do list that is just tiring to live in a flat anymore, so I need to get on top of this and create a designated packing corner. And the last tip that I have for you that is not exactly about packing, but I think it's much more important than that, is to trust the process. There's been days when my motivation to do something was zero, and as I said before, I would look at the flat and just see reminders of how many things I still have to do and the amount of time that I have left, and the only thing that kept me calm was the fact that I knew I had time because I started early. If I would have started later and there was one day when I wouldn't have any motivation to do anything related to packing, then I would be feeling really bad for the entire day, but I would have had to push through it and still pack even though I had no desire to do that. And I don't like to do that. I like to embrace unproductive days because it happens to everyone, no matter how productive and organized you usually are. You have days when you don't feel like doing anything. You just want to lay in bed, watch Netflix and just disconnect, and that's fine. But you need to be able to trust the process, because otherwise you're gonna hate the process of packing, and that's gonna kind of make you hate the process of moving. And you're moving because you want to. You're probably moving in a place that you actually like, and in case your other place was not like a bad thing, you're moving from a place that you like. So just appreciate where you're coming from and appreciate where you're going to, because it's still places that kind of shaped your life. It's the area that shaped your life, and it's the place itself, and you need to appreciate it and trust the process. That's what I'm trying to say, and I hope you can understand what I mean, because no matter how bad you feel one day, you need to let it go. You need to feel that mood, and the next day hopefully it's gonna be better and you can get back to packing. So that was all. I've had 7 tips for you, and hopefully at least one of them helped you when it comes to packing next time you move, or just packing in general, because it's kind of advice that you would use no matter what you're packing for. It's just packing. So if you did like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like it, because it would help me a lot. I'm really trying to be consistent and grow my channel, and it means a lot to me when people like, comment and subscribe to my channel, because it gives me the validation that I need. So only if you liked it, please do the above, and thank you so much for watching. If you are in the process of moving and you need to start packing yourself, start early and I promise it will be fine. I'm moving in 5 days and I feel like it will be just fine, and so will it for you. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!